Hi, Matt from Skyline Cycle. On this session, we're going to be discussing the removal and installation of your chain. To do this, you're going to need a chain tool. The one you see here is a CT3 by Park. This is a professional grade tool we use in the shop all the time. But there are also consumer models, as well as a lot of multi-tools will come with chain pin removal and installation tools. Park makes a CT5. This tool goes for about $23-ish, depending upon what bicycle shop or store you're shopping at. This tool is a very nice consumer level. This will make a clean press every time. You've also got, on a lot of multi-tools, a chain pin driver and reinstallation tool. Now these tools, while not quite as refined, will get the job done in a pinch. It's very important that you understand what your chain tool is doing. As you look at your chain tool, you're going to have two sets of prongs. The first set of prongs is going to be used to remove and then reinstall your chain pin. The second set of prongs is going to be used to remove tension off the chain pin once the press has been completed. The next step is going to be make sure that your driving pin is back, and then we're going to press a pin out of a chain. First step, select your link, and then place your link in that first set of prongs. Next, bring the driving pin of the chain tool in and contact the pin. Make sure that this driving pin is hitting the pin directly in the center. It's not askew, it's not pressing sideways or bending. Slowly bring tension onto the chain pin itself. You're going to feel the pressure increase and then decrease as the chain pin moves through the center of the roller, and then increase again as you contact the outer plate on the opposite side of the chain. Now remember not to press your chain pin out all the way. Doing this will make reinstallation difficult. At that point, gently take and remove, and then drop your chain away. Remove your chain off of the bicycle. You've now removed your first chain. Now you'll notice I left a little nub, if you can see, right here on the inside of this chain pin, on the inside of this chain link. Okay? This is going to help the reinstallation. If you're replacing a chain at this point, you won't need to worry about this little nub, but you will need to make sure that you have the chain the same length as the one that came off, or appropriately sized, and that you're using the correct speed of chain. Chains come in 7, 8, 9, 10, and even Campagnolo is using an 11-speed chain. So knowing what chain you have and what you're putting back on is very important. Now if you're using a Shimano chain or a Campagnolo chain, remember that they're going to have special pins to reinstall your chain. The pins are not repressible in the system, and they would generally separate. At this point, we're going to go back to reinstalling a chain back onto your bicycle. I like to begin at the back of the bike, making sure that I've got the pressed pin facing out towards me, so it makes it easy to complete that press. You are then going to feed the chain into the rear derailleur, going over the top of the back pulley, over the guide, around, and over the top pulley, and then up over the cassette. Gently spin your wheel forward. You're going to go through the cage on your front derailleur here. Grab your chain, put it onto the front chain ring, and gently bring it around. Now this is where that little nub of chain that we left, without pressing it through the side plate, becomes important. You're going to slowly come in at an angle here. And then that chain pin is actually going to hold your chain together. So we haven't pressed the link yet, but that little nub we left on the inside is holding your chain together. This makes the pressing quite a bit easier. At this point, we're back to our chain tool. We're going to remove that driving pin back. We're going to install it in that front set of pins or prongs. And we're slowly, once again, going to bring that driving pin up against the chain pin. Okay? Slowly bring pressure up onto the pin. It should feel smooth. It should go in and through the roller smoothly. If you're fighting it a lot at this point, you may need to stop and realign. To do this, just bring the pin back off, make sure your link is all the way down, and then once again apply pressure. Now you're going to feel pressure come up again on the side plate as you reach the opposite side of the chain. At this point, generally continue pressure on, and you're going to be watching on the opposite side to make sure that your pin's coming through cleanly and that you line it up evenly on both sides. Remove the driving pin back out so you're quite a ways out. This is where the second set of prongs comes in. Place your chain into the back set of prongs and then gently just bring up pressure onto the chain pin. Go about maybe 1/8 of a turn past contact and then back your chain tool off. Check your link. Make sure that you're moving freely. At that point, you've reinstalled your chain back onto your bicycle. If you have any questions, please join us at www.skylinecyclery.com or shoot an email over to info@skylinecyclery.com. Thanks for joining us.